Okay, so without further ado, we'll start the first example. And while I do that, I would like to invite some people to the scene. If you don't mind, we'll start with Jan Kjellström. He's our Executive Vice President and Product Development Manager. He normally resides in California. He's a fellow Swede like I am. And we've been knowing each other for how many years, Jan? 22 years, great. I also want to invite to the scene Dr. Rina Wolsinger, our Chief Learning Officer. Welcome, Rina. You are our chief in terms of making sure that we don't get too techies. Make sure that we really address the academic side and the pedagogical aspects. And you've been working in academia how many years? 25, and also a medical expert working. We also have with us John Green, Director of XR Experiences, and he's just coming back from Brazil. John is very talented gentleman with many, many different talents, but extremely good at the customer success aspects. And from Singapore, we have Farid. Farid is our chief, and he's actually the head of many of the products you'll see today. So in fact, I would say all the 5 products are coordinated by him and his team in Singapore. And last but not least, our Chief Technical Officer, Mr. Vin Sang Tri, that also has been with the team for about 22 years, right? Give or take. We don't want to talk too much about that because that discloses our ages. So, welcome. And I hope I'll talk less and you guys have an opportunity to talk more. But one thing that strikes me when it comes to virtual augmented reality, of all the problems, I mean, nobody questions the value. I mean, Accenture, PricewaterhouseCoopers, we have all of them, Ernst & Young, praise the value of virtual augmented reality, extended reality in terms of learning, training, and performing. So if it's so good, how come not everybody is using it today? And I just had meetings with 8 universities in Turkey, and a lot of them are doing it, but they are doing it in a very, let's say, focused and limited way. So I think the key there is KISS. Keep it simple, and in the US we add another S. Okay. Stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Not to offend anyone. So our main focus has been with Metaverse Builder to make it very simple. And I'm going to share with you a video. And this video we did yesterday in a hotel room about 60 meters from here, 100 meters from here. And what we did is, instead of taking 60 clicks to create an experiences, we got it down to 11 clicks and 15 seconds. So all you have to do is to say a word, DNA, jet engine, frog, and immediately AI picks that item and automatically generates not only the 3D model, but knowledge portals, videos, text, images, 3D assessment, find, identify, quizzes, dialogues, and also by doing so removes 82% of the steps required. As I said, in April we were super proud to only have to do 63 clicks and do it in 5 minutes, but now we got it down to 11, right? And very soon there will be only 1 word. And the other thing is that this reduces the creation times with 95%, and most important, no training required. So you can take anyone from the street, give him the device, and ask him to say, a little bit like Genie in the bottle, you have 3 wishes, what would you like to learn? And then the thing starts. Okay, so this is not a professional video, it's actually the only one that's not that professional, and describes this, the one that we did yesterday in the room. So let's get going.
Hi, Jan. What would you like to learn about?
Hi, Morgan. Can you help me explain how a jet engine works?
I will create the entire experience automatically with 3 knowledge portals, assessment portals, and my own description.
So the single word was jet engine. That's all we did. We said jet engine. automatically. The jet engine appears. The knowledge portals, videos, text, images. On top of that, the avatar is ready
The
to...
jet engine is a type of reaction engine discharging of fast-moving jets that generate thrust by jet propulsion.
And the assessment portals, find, identify, quizzes, 3D recordings, all generated automatically. And we also tested the assessment. Just to give a perspective, Jan, when we launched EON XR 2019, how long time would it take you to do what you just saw here?
Hello? Yeah, I would say, a couple of hours.
And if you were to use a game engine like Unity, Unreal, and let's say you know this, it will take you, let's say you're not perfect in programming.
I mean, you had to be a programmer before, but now anyone can do it. It's like,
Yeah.
we try to do it as simple as possible, just do step by step.
Yeah, it's all about keep it simple. Okay, so I think with that we can get going. So what we saw here is a couple of things. Automatic knowledge portals. So the video, the images and text were generated using artificial intelligence. So was the engine. The engine was picked among maybe 40, 50 jet engines. If you don't like it, the system can change it. The assessment, so you can assess students, was also automatically generated. Quizzes, identify, locate. The access to assets was also streamlined. I mean, if we go back just a year ago, you had to import an asset. If you get it from outside, you have to assign thumbnails, you have to optimize. I mean, there was a lot of steps. All that I removed. The AI now is assisting you. It's a tutor. So if you don't find enough information in the knowledge portal, you can ask him about details outside, and he will be able to answer that. And the whole creation is actually greatly simplified. And I truly believe that for having extended reality becoming as YouTube, we need to do it this simple. Okay? So that, I think, is a foundation for our discussion today. Now, once you do that, you can do what Vincent will talk about, is EON Interact. I really like it because kids like it. Like everybody loves Harry Potter, right? In the power vested by me, there should be fire, and then fire pops up. So this product enables you to what we call touch and go. So I'll show you the video, and then I'll pass it to Vincent to tell us more about this exciting product that we are releasing today. So let's go to the video.
Right, so as you can see, you can create a lot of effects and interactions. So, switch.
There you go.
Oh, okay, thanks, Dan. Right, so what you can do is that you basically just pick what you want to do, just apply it to the object, and then you decide what should trigger that effect or action. So it's just that simple. So what we have for this version is that you can do interact zones triggers. So this means that you can apply, define an area on the object where it should be interactive. So when the user is clicking on that area, that specific area, then it will trigger whatever you have decided to do. And then we have something called assessment trigger as well. That means you can decide that, okay, if the learner is passing an assessment, like doing a quiz, and it succeeded, then something will happen, or the opposite, right? So if he failed something, didn't manage to get past that assessment, then we can trigger another thing. So for example, you can, like creating of smoke when you have failed some kind of assessment there. So the possibilities are limitless. And then we have something called proximity sensors, triggers as well. That means that you can go, you can go quite close. You need to go, by approaching some objects, you can automatically trigger some actions. So that's also what we have. Regarding what kind of effects you can do smoke, you can do explosions, and you can do also fire. So it's going to create a lot of interesting learning experience.
One thing that, can you guys hear me? By the way, one trick here is to put it on your chin.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about the distance. That's what I do. Okay. So, I mean, many of you wonder, okay, so what's so special about this? I've seen interactions before. What's so special is that you don't have to program, right? So if you look at normal people to do this, you need a program that knows scripting, that actually does if-then, subroutines, and adds. So this is something that is less than 1% of normal user will be able to do. Now, everybody in this room that can do a Harry Potter wand can basically do this. So that's one. The other thing I find extremely exciting with this product is you saw there was like a revolver, like a Wheel of Fortune. So you use your thumb and scroll to that Wheel of Fortune and different tools come up. Now, let's say you're a specialist in medicine. So you can have your medical tools, you know, your scalpel, let's say you do engineering, you have your engineering tools. Let's say you do, so these tools or the toolboxes are everly expanding. And another thing that it's your idea, not mine, and I don't want to steal a title from you, was the fact that you are opening up the code.
That's right.
So any university, academic institution create their own and also sell those tools in the marketplace, correct?
Yes, that's our plan. Yes, so as Dan said, there will be a very easy to follow procedure when you create this. It's all guided by these dialogues that should take you from one step to another one. Another thing that you can do is to chain together actions. So you can, for example, move an object by also at the same time playing a sound effect, for example. So that's, you know, you can combine a lot of different things together to create a lot of different things. So this is, you know, like Dan said, our first iteration. There will be more to come as you continuously will add more these kind of components to the system. And yeah, we believe that this is going to be the, you know, the next level of learning experience, taking your experience to the next level. And yeah, I think this is because you can inject, behaviors and interactions in your learning experience. So this will increase the retention and the quality and also the value of, this learning experience. So I really think this is going to be the future. And we can't wait what you're going to create with this tool.
Thank you so much, Vincent, for that. And let's move on to the next one. Thank you for that. The next one is about illumination. It's not about Illuminati, that's something different, but it has we're not going there today. But Jan is going to talk about illumination, right? And I always dreamt about the ability to bring and illuminate my physical world. And I think, Jan, please take the seat. Just a comment. I do think what you see here is the beginning of a world that seamlessly combines physical and virtual, where your kids and grandkids will start kicking on that glass and say, Daddy doesn't talk to me. What's happening? So every piece of physical thing will have knowledge injected in it. And that's where we're going. So it's going to be evident, and it'll be very frustrating for kids if they find an object that doesn't contain knowledge. Okay, take it away, Jan.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about EON Illuminate and how we can illuminate the world with using persistent tracking. But what I will try to explain a little bit what you saw in this video here, where we use persistent tracking. You saw the video and you saw an avatar.
Jan, on the chin, sorry.
You saw a real person that pointing with her devices, and you saw the laser coming out from her. You can think, oh, that's just a simple CG effect, but I was standing there as a third-person participant, like the recording it. So we all three people join in a session, and the two of us that were at the same place. We use persistent tracking to lock this here. So I'll get back to exactly what happened in this video, but first I'll talk about, so what is persistent tracking? So Dan mentioned a little bit, you place it and it stays there. So this computer here, if you don't move it, it will be here tomorrow. It's pretty obvious, of course, but in